All right, guys. Hey, my name is Grayson Mann. This is the Man with the Plan podcast, and I'm not going to count this as an episode. This is more of a special reaction, more of an emergency podcast. And for my Spotify, YouTube, my Spotify and Apple Podcast audience, this is going to be more of a face-to-face thing. I am trying something new here, so if you guys like this and you want to see this for the YouTube channel moving forward, just let me know. But I just wanted it to be more personable. I wanted to kind of do a face-to-face reaction on a player that really has meant a lot to me in my career in my life. Not career, like you know what I mean. But I just want to. There's no notes. There's no prep. This is just straight coming from me. I mean, you can see the Patriots hat. Obviously, he's had a huge impact on my sports life. And Tom Brady's retired. For those who don't know, this is the reaction podcast to that. And this is just going to be about 5-10 minutes of me talking about what Brady's meant to me and what he's meant to the sports world and what we do moving forward. But I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So I really was a late bloomer when it comes to football and just sports in general. I mean, I played soccer when I was a little kid, but for football, I was about 10 years old when I really started to get into it. And I think for a lot of people that might be late or early, depending on what you think. But I was always obsessed with like cartoons or just like Nickelodeon. I just would rather watch SpongeBob on a Sunday than watch football. And I think probably to my dad's agony, that was quickly going to change though. So good for him. But we're all together as a family. And I don't know why I remember this. It's November. It's like November of 2012. And Tom Brady and the Patriots are playing the Texans that night. I believe it was Monday Night Football. And I said, hey, Dad, let's watch the football game because I was starting to get into it, started to understand like the rules and stuff. So I was like, hey, let's watch this football game. Let's watch the Patriots and the Texans. And so I watched for about 2 quarters, and because I had to go to bed at some point because I was 10 years old, I had a bedtime, believe it or not. But I remember going, the Patriots had were winning the game. They were doing a great job. Brady was dotting up the Texans and stuff. So I thought, you know what? I'm rooting for the Patriots. And I told my dad that, and he ended up telling me, oh yeah, I grew up in Boston for a good bit of my childhood. So I mean, there you go. There's the team. There's the reason behind all that. But for Brady, ooh, just kick the mic. That'll come out fun in the audio. But for Brady, it was there was always just something about it. And the more I did research about it, I started to go back and look at the previous Super Bowls, start to look at the first ones, just his story and how that kind of resonated with me as the underdog, the guy who defied all expectations of what a traditional quarterback was. I mean, he was your traditional pocket passer, traditional height, but he was underwhelming in terms of arm strength, underwhelming in terms of athleticism, and just the dude couldn't move. I mean, you've seen his combine. He was just a skinny little twerp coming out of Michigan who many didn't perceive as a threat or maybe just perceived him as a career backup. And I think for me personally, starting out football and just so I'm in eighth grade, just starting out football, and I am the skinniest kid on the planet. I think a lot of people probably thought my parents were just not feeding me or just choosing not to and just letting me do what I wanted to do. But for me, seeing a guy like Brady and him doing what he did and just being like that underdog, I was like, you know what, that can resonate with me. So I decided to try football. And I think for a lot of people, that is what Brady means to them is that no matter what, through hard work, determination, just that ethic, that just system that you have within you, being willing to do more than the other guy, just because he's more talented than you doesn't mean he's going to work harder than you. And I feel like that can be anybody's mindset. Anyone can take that mentality and be better because of it. And I think Brady taught a lot of people that no matter the controversy, no matter what is going to be said about what he said in his Instagram post, what he did for the community of Boston, New England, revived sports for the Patriots. He changed a lot of people's lives, changed a lot of football lives. There's a lot of people that'll be impacted by this. There's a lot of people that haven't watched an NFL game without Tom Brady being on the TV on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. It is going to be a different world, a world that I'm probably not ready for. But this, just in essence, is a thank you to Tom Brady, an unedited, non-prepared, just coming straight from the heart. What he's meant to me, just as even in Tampa Bay, still root for the guy, love the guy to death. I mean, unbelievable start to my sports life is just a bunch of success, and I can't believe it. But I love it nonetheless. And I think he has earned his retirement. I hope that we can all move past this Instagram debacle that happened this morning. But really happy for him, really thankful for what he did for me in my life. I don't know if I'd be talking in front of you guys today if it wasn't for that fateful night. And it's very cliche. It sounds very cliche and cheesy, but he will go down as my favorite sports athlete ever for obvious reasons, but changed my life in so many ways. And I think I can say that's safe. It's safe to say that it happens to a lot of people who have watched Brady. Even if you weren't a Patriots fan, if you didn't like the guy, he gave you a villain to root for or gave you a hero to root for. He was so many different things for so many different people. And regardless, we can all agree that he is undoubtedly the GOAT, the greatest football player of all time. And I don't think it'll ever be topped. And I'm really happy to say that. Really, just thank you, Tom, if you ever listen to this for some reason, but you changed my life and you've changed millions of others. Enjoy retirement, man. This is the Man with Plan podcast. See you guys later for another episode. Take care.